What's up, Pokeball Nation? I know. You're gonna be like, wait a minute, March Madness is over, and you're right. But our channel is not gonna be just March Madness. We are gonna do all sports. It's gonna be exciting stuff. And what is this week? It's the Masters, and I am so ready for it. I am a huge golf fan, and I got my picks for the Masters, and I'm gonna tell y'all my bet, my dark horses, my winner, my low am. It's going to be exciting stuff. So if you're interested in that, keep watching and you'll see what I got. So I'm going to start off with my winner, and I don't think it's going to be that shocking. I'm not a big fan of this guy, but the dude is an unbelievable golfer. He is dominating the golf scene currently, and that is Scotty Scheffler. If this man just finds a way to be average putting, I mean, he might win by 5 strokes. That's how incredible of a golfer he is. His tee to approach shots are just incredible. His putting, it's very wonky at times. So if the putter isn't on, it's going to be a little bit competitive, which is what I hope. I really don't want him to win. Not a big fan of Scotty Scheffler. He's just a great golfer and just kind of boring because all he does is just get those birdies. He hits like these 180-yard shots to 5 feet. It seems like every time. It's incredible golf. And to me, a little boring. So, but I got Scotty Scheffler winning this week. And with the winning score, I got a 14 under round. In the previous Masters, you're looking at like 10 to 15 under for most years. 2020 when Dustin Johnson won, I believe it got up to 20 under, which was incredible. But that was also during the COVID year, and the Masters was played in November, which kind of made the course play very differently. So they're usually looking at that 10 to 15 under area. And I think Scotty Scheffler is going to shoot 14 under to win this week. Things to note is weather right now. Thursday, there's a chance that play is going to be delayed or postponed to Friday. There's thunderstorms almost all day and extremely windy. So if play does get postponed, um, players will definitely benefit with lower rounds just because the wind is really high for Thursday and Friday. And if they just get that postponed, Saturday and Sunday is not much windy. There's not much wind. So that's going to be something to keep an eye on for sure. So, what is going to be the leader after round one? My guess is Scotty Scheffler. I know, it sounds like he's going to be a wire to wire finish, and that's why I got. I think he's going to shoot a 5 under round on Thursday, which is with those wins that are being, if they play tomorrow in those wins, 5 under rounds is going to be real impressive. So, I think that's going to be his score tomorrow, and he's going to have a probably a 2 or 3 shot lead at least if he shoots a 5 under. So a few dark horses. I got 4 dark horses. What I classify as a dark horse is 40 to 1 or greater odds. So my number one dark horse is Will Zalatoris. I was shocked to see the value you can get with him. He is at 45 to 1, which is incredible. And he's played 2 Masters in his career. He's finished runner up in 2021 with the year Hideki Matsuyama won. And then I believe he finished 6th place in 2022. So 2 Masters, 2 top 6 finishes. That is incredible. Last year, he had to withdraw due to his back injury, and then he had to get surgery, which ended his season last year. So I expect him to really play well this week. I'm thinking possibly a top 5 finish, which is going to be incredible stuff. Another dark horse I got is Sahith Theegala. He's at 45 to 1. This dude is an incredible scrambler. I'm a big Sahith Theegala fan. He's at 45 to 1 odds. Last year, He was one of my I think he was one of my super dark horses, which means 100 to 1 or more odds. And he finished top 10, I believe. So Sahith Theegala is a name to watch out for as well. 60 to 1 odds is Max Homa. I know Max Homa has struggled in majors, but he finally had that top 10 finish in the British Open this past year. So I think he's going to start building on that and possibly have a good week this week. And then at 70 to 1 odds, not a big fan of this guy, but he's won at Augusta before. He's a great player. Might be a cheater, but he's a great player, and that is Patrick Reed. He's also played really consistently well on Live Golf as well. So that's another dark horse to keep an eye on. So now I'm going to talk about my super dark horses. These are the guys with 100 to 1 or greater odds. So number one, we got Sungjae Im at 110 to 1 odds. And this guy, he has not been playing well this year, but he's still a great, incredible golfer. And he knows how to play at Augusta. Back in 2020, he had a runner-up finish the year that Dustin Johnson won. And then I think he's had a few top 10 finishes as well. 2022, I believe he had the lead after round one. This guy is a really good player when it comes to Augusta. And I really like those players who can play that course real well. No matter how bad their form is, if you play Augusta well, you're going to be in contention at Augusta almost always. So Sungjae Im is one of those super dark horse picks. At 150 to 1 odds, another guy who has great history at Augusta is Justin Rose. I believe he's led after round one 4 different times, which is tied for the most ever at the Masters. So he is someone that always seems to play well at Augusta. He's never won this event. Back in 2017, though, he lost in the playoff to Sergio. So he's a name to really keep an eye on to outperform those expectations by Vegas. 170 to 1 odds is Tom Kim. This dude is a young phenom. He was top 20 in the world, I believe, last year. Kind of struggled this year up to this point, which kind of shows in his odds not being as great. I believe last year, though, he had a top 20 finish at the Masters. I could be wrong, though. But I just think the course fits his game real well. So I really like Tom Kim's odds. And then my favorite super dark horse pick is at 250 to 1 odds, and that is Jake Knapp. And Jake Knapp is a rookie, so a lot of people will be like, who is this guy? And I'm gonna just tell you guys, this guy is gonna be incredible. Back in 2021, I'll just go on a little story time. Back in 2021, I before the Masters, I was like, this guy Will Zalatoris is gonna contend this week. He's not gonna win, but he's gonna be near the top of the leaderboard. And he was a nobody. He had a good performance at the U.S. Open the previous year, the one that Bryson DeChambeau won, but this dude was a nobody. He was playing in the Corn Ferry Tour. He was making cuts consistently, which is something I really like. And that's why I picked him in my DraftKings lineup. All my DraftKings lineups that Masters event that year. And what did he do? He finished second place and lost to Hideki by 1. So this is the guy I really like this year, and that's Jake Knapp. Jake Knapp, rookie, and he's already won this year. He has a few, I believe, top 5 finishes. He's a really good player. He was a Vegas bouncer actually before his golf career took off, which kind of shows a testament of who this guy is. He is a very hard worker. He is going to be grinding, and he's not one of your golden children in the golf world who stepped in on the scene and just right out of college and just dominated the golf game. This dude had to take other jobs and he was a bouncer, which shows his work ethic. And now he's enjoying life as a PGA Tour golfer. I expect this guy to be in contention, somewhat not going to win, but he's going to be near the top end of the leaderboard, top 10, top 20s, you name it. So my low aim this week is, I believe he's currently the #1 ranked amateur in the world, and that's Christo Lamprecht. Christo Lamprecht, he was in first place at the British Open after round 1 last year. He ended up choking those last 3 days and wasn't doing that well, but round 1, he showed his potential by jumping into the early lead round 1. And that's the type of player he is. He's got high potential. He's going to probably make some noise this year, in my opinion, as the low end. He's not going to be really in contention, but I could see him like near that top 40 range. This dude is a gigantic. He is 6'8", so you don't picture a 6'8" guy playing golf. You expect this guy to be playing college basketball, not college golf. But this dude is legit. My top 10 lock is Scotty Scheffler. Scotty is also my winner, but I just think the safest bet this week is to pick him for top 10, because even if he does not win, I have a hard time seeing him finish outside the top 5 even, let alone the top 10. My lowest round this week is going to be round 3, which is going to be one of the easier days considering the weather. And that's going to be Brooks Koepka with a 765. I believe that he's not been playing well this year on Live Golf, but I don't think that matters. This dude always seems to struggle in the regular events, and then once majors come, he's going to find himself in contention, and that's going to be what he does on moving day. He's going to probably be outside the top 10 entering moving day, and then he's going to shoot a 65 and find himself possibly in the final pairing with Scotty Scheffler. So that's going to be my lowest round of the tournament, a 7 under 65. My top 5 this week is going to be Scotty Scheffler as my #1. #2, I think Xander Schauffele is going to finish second. I'm a big Xander Schauffele fan. I really would love if this guy ends up winning this week. He's an incredible golfer. He's playing incredible this year. He might not have a win, but he's racking up those top 5 finishes and is consistently in contention. And in the majors, he always finds a way to finish in the top 10. I would not be shocked if he wins and grabs that first ever major. Back in 2021, he was in contention heading into the 16th hole on Sunday, but hit it in the water and wound up getting a triple bogey, which killed his chances. And then 2019, he had the lead late on Sunday and then ended up finishing second the year Tiger won. So Xander Schauffele with the second place finish. #3, I got Jon Rahm. I think the defending champ is going to have another great week, but I just don't see him winning. The last time defending champ ended up winning was Tiger Woods, I believe. I think 2005 was the year. So I don't see a defending champ winning this week. So Jon Rahm, you're going to finish in that top 5 to 10 range most likely, but you're not going to win. #4, I got Will Zalatoris. Already mentioned him in my dark horses at 45 to 1. This dude just knows how to play Augusta, and I think he's going to play extremely well. #5 is the guy who has the lowest round of the tournament, and that's Brooks Koepka. So here are some of my best bets that I personally bet on. Xander Schauffele to win the tournament at 14 to 1 odds. I think that's good value. Mind you, I did not bet on Scotty Scheffler, even though I do believe he wins. The value just wasn't there at plus 450. So I just stayed away, and hopefully I'm a little wrong and someone else wins that I took a bet on. At 30 to 1 odds, I got Ludwig Aberg. This guy, a lot of people will be like, who is that? If you only follow the majors, he has never played in a major before. He just turned pro this past summer, but this dude was an excellent college golfer. He was the best college golfer for the last 2 years. Just shows you the level of talent. And he was the first ever player that went from college straight to a PGA Tour card. That is just the type of player he is. He didn't have to grind his way through those many tours and the Corn Ferry tour. He was able to earn his PGA Tour card right away. And I took him at 30 to 1 odds. I think he's going to definitely have a pretty good week this week. At 45 to 1 odds, Will Zalatoris, already mentioned him. At for my top 10 bet, Sungjae Im at 7 to 1 odds. Hasn't been playing well, but has great history at Augusta. So I felt like those were really good odds. And then plus 450 odds for a top 20 finish, Jake Knapp, who I already mentioned before. So bold predictions, I think Scotty Scheffler will run away with this year's Masters, and he'll have a 4-shot lead entering Sunday. I think he's just going to play extremely well. But if he doesn't win, I do expect it to be a very tight tournament. So I really hope he doesn't win because I really want good golf and a really epic finish. Another prediction I want to give y'all is Wyndham Clark. He is one of my favorite players. He's number 4 in the world, and he has really favorable odds this week at, I think, plus 4,000. So a lot of people are taking him with those odds, and I was really considering it, but I just don't know how he'll perform at Augusta. This dude, he won the US Open this past year. And he's playing extremely great golf. He almost won the Players this year, but I don't think his game fits Augusta. It's his first ever Masters, which makes me question how he'll do. And his game just doesn't fit the poor style. He loves fading the ball, which a lot of right-handed players love fading the ball, but a bunch of those holes, you got to hit a right to left shot, which requires a draw for a right-handed player. And I just don't think that's his natural ball flight. And I think that could make him get into some awkward positions and really struggle on some of those holes. I look at hole 2, for example, huge dog leg to the left. It's a very gettable par 5 that you're looking at possibly a eagle or birdie. And I just think with his fade, he's gonna find himself in the trees trying to play, like, cut that corner more, or he's gonna overfade it and hit it in the bunker. So I think a lot of those holes, especially the par 5s, also hole 13 is gonna be a bit awkward for him. I just think too many holes get him in trouble. So I'm kind of staying away from Wyndham Clark. So another thing I will talk about is my favorite live golfer this week. A lot of people don't really follow live golf, but my favorite live golfer this week, I know I said Jon Rahm and Brooks Koepka will finish top 5, but I'm going to say Joaquin Niemann is my favorite live golfer this week. Yes, I don't have him in my top 5 for finishing order, but he's my number 4 to best chance to win it this week. And this guy, he's playing extremely well. He has, I think, 3 or 4 wins on the year. He has a win He has 2 wins on Live Golf. He has a win on the Asian Tour, and I believe he won the Australian Open for those 4 wins. He has several top 5 finishes as well. He's playing excellent golf. My only fear is he doesn't have the major resume up to this point. He's not really played well in majors in the past, which kind of scares me, especially since I've picked him several times in my fantasy lineups, and he always seems to mess me up. But I just think he's going to play really well this week. His game is in top-notch form, and I expect a big week from him to finally have a great major performance. Just letting y'all know, those are my Masters picks. I can't wait for the Masters this week, and we'll see how these picks do. So here I am signing off. Uh, Bowl is gonna make some videos in the near future as well. But here's Poke signing off, guys. Have a great Masters week.